My name is Eric, and I'm a homebody. I have a thirst for adventure, but I find myself struggling to leave the boundaries of my sleepy little town. But I decided, after 34 years, enough is enough. On November 1st, 2018, I set out to Providence, Rhode Island, to tackle Rhode Island ComiCon solo. I did not travel with a group. I did not stay with a bunch of friends. I drove down myself, I stayed by myself, and I adventured by myself. This is going to be the first of an ongoing series where I branch out of my small town and see the world for everything it has to offer, and share what I experience with you.
Welcome to New Hampshire.
Thanks! For those of you that watch the channel, or those of you that know me personally outside of the internet space, you know that I am naturally a very quiet person. I don't tend to talk very much in most social situations, and I'm Alright, I made it here safe. It was a pretty uneventful 3.5 hour drive. Didn't even stop, so 240 miles, pretty constant, so yay, I made it. So I'm here in my room, which is pretty sweet. It's not a suite. It's a nice new room in a nice new building, so that's nice. I'm not slumming it in some nicotine-stained hole somewhere, which I've done for other cons, but this is nice. I got a nice step up here, so let's try to flip this camera around and then we'll walk around a bit. I have a kitchen. Well, kitchenette, I guess. I don't think I've ever stayed in a hotel that had one of these little things. It is an extended stay, so whatever. I have a stove if I want it, and a pretty big, nice-looking microwave. Oh, God. So, nice single sink, toilet, tub. I've already left my mark and brought my stuff in, so. Again, it's a hotel room, so, I mean, I'm not expecting too much. So, nice queen-size bed for me, chair. Yeah, nice desk to sit and work on some video, so that this doesn't just turn into a pile of footage I'm never going to use. Not too bad. And one thing I will say is there are outlets everywhere in this room, which is fantastic. I'm not having to scramble for places to plug stuff in, so that's going to be pretty awesome. Alright, so my agenda for the evening's pretty straightforward. I need to get all my camera equipment charged. My GoPro is actually totally dead. So, fortunately I have a backup battery for that, so we're gonna make sure all the equipment's charged for tomorrow. And it's a little after 8 p.m. right now, so I assume I should probably eat dinner since I drove through lunch and ate only breakfast today. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I can spit and hit Providence. It's like right there, but I don't necessarily want to get back in the car, so I'm gonna see if there's something local that I can do to here. What's also nice about this place and having, you know, a kitchen is there's actually a grocery store like down in there. Like I could walk there, and I might. So I can buy actual groceries and make actual food, which is kind of a crazy thing to think of in a hotel. So I might do that. I would have to buy a frying pan or something, but what does a frying pan cost? $10? So anyway, I am here, Rhode Island ComiCon. That's not quite sinking in yet, but I'm here and I'm ready to go, so. All right, dinner, food, let's find it. Fettuccine, Alfredo, chicken, and Brussels sprouts. I'm totally on vacation right now. Morning. Morning, Bean. Ugh, rain. Alright, I had a pretty good sleep. Right next to a highway, so it's one of the trade-offs for a cheap hotel room is, you know, you gotta deal with stuff like that. But I'm here. I look like garbage. It's time to get ready for the day. The Fridays at ComiCon are always shorter days. Usually start midday or afternoon as steam sort of starts to get picked up. Because I mean, it's still a weekday on Friday, so I'm pretty well rested. My ankle hurts today, and I don't know why, which is exactly what I need for an event where I'm going to be on my feet for many, 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 many hours. So I'm going to take my CBD supplement, as well as my vitamins and all that other stuff, just to get a jump start on the weekend. Of course, chase all of your vitamins and your CBD with good, healthy, low-carb Monster. Oh, that'll make your bull run. I did go out last night to try to find one of these mini USB things so I could charge the GoPro, and everything they had was either micro USB or USB Type-C. So I think I may be out of luck in being able to use the GoPro this weekend, which sucks. I can probably get by using these, and I've got my phone as well. I'd rather not do this whole weekend of logging into my phone, but if I have to, I can. And the easy thing about that is I do have two of these big USB battery banks, which are fully charged, and plug them in when I'm not using them and just keep this in my pocket. So I don't think running out of juice is going to be an issue. My first year at ComiCon, I brought a selfie stick just to try to, you know, make something useful out of it, but security gave me a real hard time about it because it's made out of metal. Oh, and I could swing it at someone, oh, like a weapon, oh. They also took away my Hawkeye bow, which they said, oh, you could swing it at someone and then it's a weapon, oh. So I haven't worn my Hawkeye costume again because I don't want to have to give up my bow. We're not doing Hawkeye this year. And we're not doing a selfie stick. I have options. That's the big thing, is I've got options. I need to take everything with me that I'm going to need. So I have to get creative with my pockets. It's going to be a process if I have to come back here, and I don't plan on it until it's time to sleep. It can be a very long day if you go there early and stay the whole thing. I'm a VIP, so I do have access to the VIP lounge, so there is a room where I can sit, which is nice. I'm going to go easy on myself this year. It is raining right now. The plus side is it's 67 degrees, so it's warm. It is raining, but it's warm. Here we are, day one at Rhode Island ComiCon. Let's get ready, let's do this, let's have fun. Good afternoon, this is Walter Sobchik. I'm sorry I don't have my associates with me right now. I might run into them on the floor, but in any case, we're about to head out of our hotel, and it's gonna be a shorter day, because the doors didn't open until 3 o'clock, so I decided to take a few liberties and go a little later. It's closing in on 5 now, so hopefully the line to get in isn't there anymore, and we're gonna head on in, walk the floor a little. There's a Tim Curry event, I think it's 6 o'clock, a panel with Tim Curry, the actor. So we're gonna see about sitting in on that to see what that's all about.
Already a lot of people here. Made it pretty much at the end of VIP entrance. So. All right, I just got out of the Tim Curry panel. A lot of weirdos here, dressed up in costumes. Haven't found the dude or Donnie. Fucking dick. But Got a ComiCon beer, dry hop pale ale with pea flowers, whatever the fuck a pea flower is, and some tater tots. Ain't as good as at the bowling alley, but it's all right. Yeah. So I'm gonna eat this and drink this beer and keep rolling before the Sabbath. I'm making the executive decision not to do the after party just because my ankle hurts real bad and I need it to be in walkable shape for tomorrow. Heading back to the car. Should probably stop and get some Advil or some painkillers. Go back to the hotel, put my foot up, a little ice on this because tomorrow's gonna be rough. Optimistically, tomorrow's gonna be rough. Oh, Jesus. Well, that's day one over. It was absolutely prematurely over. I don't know if you can see the clock, but the after party's starting right about now. And I know I should be there. I mean, I spent money on the ticket, but my left ankle is screaming at me right now. After the Tim Curry panel, which was amazing, by the way, worth the price of the whole weekend, as far as I'm concerned, I met up with a couple of friends who are here, and we walked around the smaller celebrity alley, and then we walked around most of where the art vendors are, among other things. And it was all closed up at 9 o'clock, so we got to the end of that, and then it was, you know, I could either stand around literally on this crap ankle until the after party started at 10, or come back here, pick up some supplies on the way back, and just try to rest, try to put some ice on this, and just try to be ready for tomorrow. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to do the responsible thing. There's two after parties. There's the one tonight, and then there's the big one tomorrow night. Basically, it's live epic rap battles of history with Epic Lloyd and the other guy. I'm sorry, I can never remember his name. I picked up an ankle brace as well as a rechillable ice pack. Start putting ice on this, have a beer, maybe have something to eat. I'm not all that hungry, but I should have something in my stomach so I can take a couple of Advil. It's a good day though. It was good. Fridays are nice because there's not a lot of people. Tomorrow is going to be crazy. Saturdays always are. So we're just going to take it easy and, yeah, get ready for a big day tomorrow. Rhode Island ComiCon. Lots of walking, lots of posing, lots of pictures, lots of fun. We'll take a break right now for the after party coming up tonight. Gotta rest the gauntlet and all that snapping.
I'm a supercomputer like a TI-82.
All right, day 2 is complete.
going to make this initial finish relatively quick because I have not gone to the bathroom all day. Because this purple, this goes all the way to my toes, and there is nothing in there to let the business out. Great second day. It was fantastic. Met a lot of really awesome cosplayers. I was the only Thanos there. Like, that's insane, and that's awesome, and that felt great because, you know, Marvel characters in general, they're very popular, and there's a lot of them. I saw several Captain Americas, several Scarlet Witches, several Winter Soldiers. You get the idea, but there was only one Thanos, and everyone wanted my picture. And it was fantastic. It was a lot of fun. And I stuck it out to the after party, which I'm so glad I did. Live epic rap battles of history. It was amazing. Like, I mean, it was, you know, it was, in a sense, it was them up there doing karaoke, but they got the audience involved. They actually freestyled a brand new battle on the dance floor between, they took suggestions from the audience, and it ended up being between Spider-Man and Christina Aguilera. And Christina Aguilera just smoked Spider-Man. So that was cool. It's almost 1 a.m. I'm exhausted. As I said, I haven't even been to the bathroom since about 2 or 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. I'm also wicked thirsty because I can't go to the bathroom. I was not hydrating, which is bad, which is really bad. I'm only now really having to go to the bathroom, which again is bad. You should have to go to the bathroom more than once every 12 hours. So I am very dehydrated. I need to get this thing off and get something to drink after letting my fluids out. Oh, jeez. And then probably spend a good half hour washing off all this makeup. And tomorrow, the plan is to go as Star-Lord. And clearly this look ain't gonna work for Star-Lord. I'm quite surprised at how well this makeup stayed on. This was all day. Lots of expressions and lots of faces. The only part that really wiped off was right there, and that's because I did have a beer around 6 o'clock. I wanted one, so I took a beer break. Some of the blotchiness is just me being crappy at applying it. Is this Marone face and body makeup, and it's the purple kind. And that's the highlights in my hair as well. I know it's not made for hair, but what's underneath it is a good Dye Young Purple People Eater temporary hair dye. This is the bottom layer. This stuff is, I mean, I like how that washes out clean. That's the big thing. It's a bit of a nightmare to apply. I mean, I've only done it twice, but it's very thick, and it took a lot of coats, and then I ended up combing it through and then combing through some of that on top of it. And the black is just basic, oil. I apply with a very fine brush. The neck part, which, for better or worse, I mean, a lot of it rubbed off, but the collar on that vest is very snug. I'm surprised at how well it held up. The black didn't wipe off. I had a bit of an issue on Halloween of, needing to scratch my eye and just smearing the black all around. But it's good. All right, shower time.
All right, good morning. It is the last day of the con. It's also daylight savings day, or time, whatever. So I got an extra hour of sleep, which was nice. You can see what that Thanos purple does to my hair. So we're gonna have to make sense of this, because we're going out as Star-Lord for the final day. It's been a pretty awesome weekend. It's gone about how I expected it. I did expect to spend more time on the floor than I did, but having to deal with this crap with my ankle just sort of threw a wrench into that whole thing. So, but I'm not complaining. I mean, to see epic rap battles live, which was amazing, and we still got one more day, so It was really hard yesterday because that bodysuit, I had very little control over my phone. If I pushed really hard, I could maybe activate a button. So I took very few videos. Anyway, let's get ready.
It's done. I went in specifically with the plan that I was just going to let the day happen as it wanted to happen. I start walking around, and then I'm up in one of the sections and where the smaller panels are, and there was one that was about to start, and it was about movie fails. So I was like, I'm right here. It's right there. Let's do this panel. I did. It was not the best panel. The guy running it with all of the facts and information that he had in front of him kept referring to the Wachowskis as the Wozniaks. I'm talking like the Wachowskis who made the Matrix movies Wachowskis. And he kept referring to them as the Wozniaks. So... And then after that, I was walking around a little more, and then people were talking about a panel with a couple of the people that are in the TV show Gotham. So I was like, you know what? I'm doing that. I've never watched Gotham, but it could be interesting. Had the woman from Deadpool in it, so that I at least knew one of the two people on stage, sort of. So that was fun. Actually didn't realize the two of them were married, so there you go. And then I met up with my friends again afterwards. We wandered around some more. 3 days in these boots that I'm wearing, murder. My feet hurt so bad. And they haven't really stopped hurting all weekend. But they have steel toes, and at a place like this, and you're bound to get your toes stepped on, I'd rather have the steel toes and uncomfortable shoes than the latter. This has been fun. It's definitely out of my comfort zone in a lot of ways, doing a convention the way that I've done it, just completely solo, without any real plan in mind. So it was fun to just disconnect myself from the rules and not be in a rush, not have to keep up with anybody else's schedule, just do things as I want to do them and how I want to do them. This has also proved that, at least to me, that, you can get out and do stuff like this by yourself. It's fine, and it's good for you. It gives you a lot of time to reflect and a lot of time to think, and just a new environment really does help you clear your head. So, on that note, I'm going to get out of here and hopefully make it home in one piece. Well, that's the end of the reel, and that's the end of the adventure. So for better or worse, this is what it is. It's my first attempt at doing something of this magnitude. And my big takeaway from this is I need to shoot B-roll footage. That is the big thing that I've run into in putting this together, is I spent more time talking to the camera and recording outside of the convention than I actually did inside the convention. So going forward on these adventures, these solo excursions that I'm going to be taking, I'm definitely going to put a lot more focus into my B-roll footage and just general cinematography and really capturing the moment from my perspective instead of simply reflecting on it later. But if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments section down below what you'd like to see in future videos. Where would you like to see me go? What would you like to see me explore? But this little toe-in-the-water trip to Providence really lit that fire in me that I needed. And I think I need to get out there and see the world. I think it has to happen, and what better time than now? Thanks for tuning in. I am Eric the Red, and I'll see you next time.